Main screen. Ugh. So, okay. There's that one. Unlock. That's that one. Okay, rough. Second camera. I don't want to feel a new man. Okay, that's you. That one. No, I need a me. Okay, so plus display capture. Jesus, he is a trier. You give him that, you know. Has he had that spawn of the devil yet? Please tell me it's called Damien. It must be called. Okay, so that's 3 cans meat. Okay, and then yeah. Yep. Fuck. I'll look at Williams. Okay, that's a me. And then that one. So, is there music playing on the Where's Colin now? So sorry, how's Colin now? No. I said, how is he?
He is fine.
Good.
You did say how. I just took that for something that way.
How? Okay. Okay, so we've got that. I've got that. Me, or correct name. Starting soon. Ready to roll. Almost, I think. That's about that. And I'm going to switch all this shit on. Would you have a chat and see if you can chat? Let's see if we can chat. That will go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have the wheel spin. I've already set it up, so you won't obviously be able to see it. But I have Bobbins, I have Aunt Tim, and Dragons.
And Sarah says she can hear us. So.
Awesome. Hi, Sarah. What's happening?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 513 of your Overseas Connection podcast. Today is February 10th, 2019, and everything is just fine. It's all under control. We are going to guide your ears through a podcast experience now. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the sultry tones of Miss Kim Woods.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Thanks for joining the show, Kim.
Sure.
Unlike other people that have no conviction or desire to help.
Slaggers.
Phil, Gary, Mark. Anyway, Robin.
Yo.
Spinning the discs.
Yeah. We had a.
Hello, Robin. How are you?
We had a. I'm good, thank you. We had a Windows 98 moment there for.
We did. It was it was a culmination of a perfect storm.
Yeah, everything was set. And
Skype didn't want.
Yeah. So Mark is full of
Skype didn't want to work for me.
Mark is full of the cold. I don't actually think Mark is that sick because he's been chatting away on WhatsApp all day today in chipper form on WhatsApp. So
right.
And he's sitting here on now, and he's full of the cold. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think there's some excuses being made here. I think he just really wanted to play more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's really what's happening.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's Robin Tate here. I am Bongo the Seine. I am in Northern Ireland in a little place called Ballymena, and you know who came from Ballymena? Yeah, I have a certain set of skills that I've acquired over the years.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So
you racist.
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sure,
not going to go down that road.
I'm sure I said worse 35 years ago. So you go.
No doubt. You probably have seen worse, by the way.
From Northern Ireland. Sorry, just one thing about that. 35 years ago, now this is not a racist thing, please get this wrong. 35 years ago, there probably was 3 or 4 black people in Northern Ireland. Because of the troubles over here, there just wasn't people of colour apart from Chinese people in Chinese restaurants and Indian people. There wasn't. It's weird. So I'm amazed they couldn't find the person. They were stuck in a sore thumb. So he wasn't looking that hard. Anyway, enough of that crap.
Yeah.
Dear.
All right. Yes. I am also Greg DeLacy, gamer tag Murphy's Law, OC _ Murphy's Law on Twitter. This is the Overseas Connection podcast. We are a video game podcast, so we are all about video games, but also about life. We are definitely just a little bit off the center and just off the beaten path, if you will. So sit back and enjoy some what we feel hopefully is entertaining conversations about video games, about our lives, about Northern Ireland, apparently. Just whatever strikes our fancy. And you can listen to this live. We do record every Sunday, God willing. Sundays at 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 3 p.m. Central. We also are on Twitcher.
Twitcher?
Twitcher. That's a new
Twitter.
thing. I just invented a new thing.
That's
Twitcher.
the opposite of The Witcher. That's a Twitcher.
No, it's a combination of Twitch and Twitter. Twitcher. It would be amazing. But we are on twitch.tv /OC podcast. We are also on mixer.com /OC podcast and youtube.com /OC podcast. So come check us out there. You can watch live. You can participate in the chat. It's all kinds of fun. Just ask Sarah, RCGC. She always has a good time. So I've heard.
We are one big family, aren't we, Greg?
We are.
Hello, my fellow podcast family.
I got all my sisters with me.
Good that we got that out of the way. Yeah.
Oh my god, I wasn't drinking anything. Holy shit.
Yeah. So yeah, we are just one big happy family. And if you can't catch us live, look, you can always catch us on the audio version on iTunes, on Stitcher, pretty much anywhere you download a podcast, you should be able to find us. Big shout outs to Game Over UK for the YouTube love he gave us last week. And of course, Batch Gaming TV, who I think unsubscribed and resubscribed to us for the 4th or 5th or 25th time. I don't know. But thank you to both of you. And what else do we have to talk about? I think we have to talk about some people getting old.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but we need to talk about this.
Do we?
Phil got really old.
Damn it,
I
idiot.
mean, holy crap.
He jumped past me.
I could not. I know. He jumped past all of us. He's amazing. No, Phil last Friday had a birthday, so happy birthday to Phil, living in the past. Yeah. Gary Lever, also getting old. Yeah, it's happening to him too. I, by the way, am not letting this ever happen to me. I don't know
Nope,
about
me
you
neither.
guys. I'm going to avoid it.
I wrote a letter of complaint.
Yep. Gary Lever celebrated his 60th birthday. Congratulations, Gary. Also, coming up, Chris McWilliams from Bossway Podcast. Little known fact, he's actually part of the McDonald's family. He's the ostracized little brother, so he didn't want to go with McDonald's as a last name, so he went with McWilliams just out of spite. Yeah, I wouldn't fact check that if I were you. Anyway, happy birthday, Chris Williams.
Birthday to you.
Done. That's enough of that.
That's it. Oh, okay, that's all you get. Yeah,
No, it's better than a
all
poke
right.
in the eye.
it is better than a poke in the eye. Absolutely. I think we're gonna have fun today, guys. I think this is gonna be a fun, lively show.
I don't know.
I hope so.
And with that said, let's talk some story time.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
Barf.
Yeah, totally barf.
I don't know. I still like the other one about, Greg and his beaver. Or whatever the hell that one was about.
story time, our favorite time of the day.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Hey, Kim.
Yes.
I hear you are getting ready for some nice warm weather, some spring-like weather.
Oh, I wish. Yeah. Well, we are supposed to get like 42 like Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to that. I might break out the shorts,
Beach chairs, the whole 9 yards.
Right, exactly. Get me a pina colada. Well, it'll be good. No, it's more ice, and we got like an inch of snow today. So yeah, if spring is coming early, it better fucking get here because I don't believe it.
Seriously, more snow. But when does the snow stop? Everybody, it's only a year, and you think, when did it officially stop snowing? But it keep on going till the end of next month. It keep snowing hard.
I've seen it snow in April.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact. It's actually here in the Tahoe Mountains. It snows all the way up to like May sometimes.
Wow.
So I in fact, famous story that I probably have told like 3 or 4 times now. But I talked a buddy of mine into having his bachelor party up in Tahoe, in the Reno area, actually, instead of going to Vegas. And we go up there to go golf, and it snowed.
Yep, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
It snowed in April, and we got like 6 inches.
What you have to do when you're playing golf in the snow is you have to have red balls, and you'll be all right then.
Yeah, we tried. We went out. We got
Might
through
have
about
chapped
nine holes, and we gave up. We gave up on the 9th hole. I mean, there was like a 30-mile-an-hour wind gust. It was brutal. I'm ignoring you, by the way.
Good.
It was just really freaking cold. All right.
Indeed.
So, ice, snow.
There you go. Ice and snow. Horrible.
Yep.
Let's talk about something other than ice and snow. Robin.
All right. Time is an illusion. And just at the moment, lunchtime, it's doubly so. You know, it really is crazy. I don't know. I'm just... Okay, everybody has it. You know, you got a job and you do a thing. So you do a quantity of things in a certain amount of time that makes you busy, no matter what we do. Whether you're a road mender's daughter who likes her asphalt, or you're an accountant that counts numbers and that sort of stuff, you know? So we all know how many things it takes to be busy. So generally, I do 2 things a month, and that makes me pretty busy. In the month of January, I done 6 of those things. And from it's just been nutballs. It has been crazy between that and family life. It's just crazy. We had my niece, as you were aware, was taken to hospital on Wednesday past.
Right.
Quite ill. Now she's got home yesterday, but she has to go back again, and yeah, she's more drugs than somewhere in Alabama. It's just unbelievable. But we just got a dump of my sister-in-law's kids as well. So the 6 kids expanded to 10. And toddlers, and it was just, it's been crazy. But so just life and just being 50. I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, Robin, that is the appropriate time to break out the honey. I'm sorry, I have to go on a work trip.
It's funny. I phoned Mike Chin yesterday when I was in the car. I gave him a call when I was on my way to check a building site. Yesterday, Saturday morning, of course. And I have to admit, it was great to get out of the house for a couple of hours. Judith, you know, I'm sorry, I have to go and check this building site. Sorry, gotta go. Anyway,
work.
So last night and this morning, I watched a film. A film. Yes.
All right.
Which has just been released on streaming, which is First Man. About the story of Neil Armstrong and how it affected him and his family and the real detail of his life. And I'm a really big spacey fan, like a lot of us. And a few years ago, I was lucky enough to visit Kennedy and stand underneath an Apollo rocket and felt myself welling up at the size of that machine, and stand beside a space shuttle. You know, just absolutely fabulous. But this year was really, really interesting. I mean, Neil Armstrong, he lost a daughter, a 3-year-old daughter, to cancer, and it really affected his personality from being a bubbly sort of guy to throwing himself completely into this project and into the work. And it's quite a...
That's interesting.
It's an intense movie. It's really, really good. It's not all joy and like Armageddon, you know, when they're all flying up in spaceships. Yes, there is that, but the sections in the spaceships are friggin' scary. You know, when they're taking off, it's so cool. The noises that were there, and when they were going up, it was just like pure terror, not excitement, but terror. That they were sitting on top of these things, and so I would thoroughly recommend.
I think it's justifiable if you look at the technology of the time when they went to the moon. It's scary, and I guess in some respects maybe that's why you have those people that are like it was just a staged thing, because the technology really didn't lend itself to us being able to do that.
It rattles at home that them landing on the moon those couple of times was blind luck, like. It was, It was, I wouldn't even say 50-50 of success. It was 60-40, and their odds were in their favour on the times that they done it, because it's just how basic it was, and how flying literally by the seat of their pants to get down. It was just nutballs, just crazy. Well, big recommendation. Something you also said, because I've been spending quite a bit of time in the car to listen to, was that free Aliens Out of the Shadows. And I agree with you, Greg. You'd said that the production value of this Audible book is fantastic. It sounds like it was a radio program, because after each sort of half hour episode, there's like a wrap up, what happened in the previous episode sort of thing. Fantastically, the voice of the computer is Rutger Hauer, who was
wow.
Yeah, they got some quality voice
really
acting.
good. But I think I'm about halfway through it right now, and I gotta admit, Greg, it's like Aliens, the movie, the second one. It's almost like, it was a really good story. Let's do that story, but just change a few things and add a bit of comedy.
So it's funny that you said that, Rob, because I had the exact same impression. And it actually, as you progress into the story, my thought was this is a mishmash of Alien and Aliens. The first half is much more Aliens.
Yeah.
The second half becomes a recreation of Alien.
Okay, Bug Hunt.
And it doesn't feel entirely original at all.
But I say that, there's nothing wrong with that, because that's good stuff.
Right.
And
the production's good.
Yeah. So Audible, it's called Aliens Out of the Shadows. So that's a recommendation well worth picking up. And I don't think, compared to some Audible things, it's probably, I don't know, 8 hours in total, something like that there. So it's not very, very long. So it's well worth checking out. So work, family, not a lot of gaming time, sadly. I'm time I get my afternoon nap now. You know how it goes. And that
afternoon nap.
If I I've caught myself doing. I get something wrong now. It's like, I'm 50. I don't care. It's great. Yeah, I'm 50. Yeah, what the heck. Okay, one thing. Okay, when we sort of roll into it here a wee bit is, and what do you want to know? You talk about your thing first, because next thing's important. You've got a thing there that's
okay. All right. Well, let's. So actually, two things. One. So I wasn't on last week, and that was really kind of trying to help out my wife because our schedules got really kind of thrown out of whack. 2 Tuesdays back, my son had a really bad seizure attack. Ended up having to be taken to the hospital through an ambulance. It was a very scary moment in our lives. But everything's fine. He's okay. Bounced back tremendously well from everything, and we're back to normal. But it really threw our schedules out of whack. We were trying to make up for lost work, etc. So that was really why I ended up not being on the podcast last week, is we were trying to make up for some stuff that we were supposed to have being already taken care of. But life goes on. And with that, we actually were able to get a date night out last night. So Cindy and I took off to the downtown Sacramento area. There's an old town Sacramento, which they've kind of revamped and put a lot of money into. So you've got a lot of really great restaurants and comedy clubs, that kind of thing down there. So I went to this restaurant called the Firehouse. Tremendous food. Had a wonderful filet mignon with a little asparagus, mashed potato, crab cakes. Yep, had a nice bottle of Cabernet. So really, really great dinner. And then we headed over to the Laps Unlimited Comedy Club and saw this comedian. His name was Insane Wayne. Hysterically funny gentleman. He embraces the fact that he is wheelchair bound.
Okay.
So it was a unique experience in that respect. But he takes that on, and just his life experiences lead to just some really good comedy bits. So good stuff. Good stuff.
That's good. I mean,
and the words of advice: if you ever are thinking, "Hey, we need to do something for a date night," comedy clubs are great ideas. So,
America's great for that sort of stuff. Civilization. We've got sheep dip. I wonder, have I been on since my trip to London? Have I? I can't remember. I don't think I have.
don't.
We
have.
well, we were there. We had a fantastic weekend. Thank you, everybody, and Greg, thank you for organising the small people. That was really good.
You're welcome.
Dwarf tossing was brilliant. We went to see a musical. My brother organised tickets for Tina Turner, Tina the musical. Now, it was fab. Now, lots of me, I've seen Wicked and Lion King and all the bits and pieces, and you're good, and I love Wicked because it's got a good twisty story into it. But most of them are pretty light. This here was pretty heavy. This follows her life from a little girl right through.
She had a rough life.
Yeah, I mean, there was she was getting.
Ike Turner was not a nice man to her,
and her father, and her father as well. I mean, she was, and her mother actually beating. She was beat up. She was on stage. The violence and domestic violence was something you don't generally see in a musical, but it was there. So the story was fantastic. The energy and the actors in it was brill. I'm sitting there in the audience going, oh, this is awesome. I remember going to see Tina Turner not that long ago, and then I worked it out, it was 24 years ago. Yeah. But yeah, so Tina, the musical, is fabby-dab. It's fab. My brother took us also to this fantastic restaurant called the Delaney, across from the theatre. This was done like a quite big, open plan. Looked like something from a gangster movie from the 1920s. Really, really classical, opulent, fantastic service, fantastic meal. I had my lovely oysters and all the bits and pieces. I think you've seen some photographs of those. What a fabulous meal. It was, and I'm sitting at the end of it going, well, don't worry, my brother. Well, don't worry. Look, let me get this. They've got the tickets, no, don't worry for the theatre. I'll get this. Don't worry. It's not a problem. Please. No, and he goes, no. I'm getting this. The waiter came down with the bill. I went, we'll split it. I swear to God, I've been in this industry for a long time. I have eaten in Chez Panisse in Berkeley, in San Francisco, in Alice Waters' top restaurant, one of the top restaurants in the world. I've eaten all over the world. Right. I have never paid as much for a meal in my life.
I have to ask.
4 people. Have a guess.
4. All right. So I'll just say this. So last night, our bill for 2 of us, mind you, we brought our own wine. They charge a $20 corkage fee for us. So, but our bill came to $136. Okay. I'm guessing 4 people, and if this is blowing you away, 4 people had to be over 5 bills. Probably over $500.
Yes,
that's my guess.
Yeah. So if you do your equivalent, it probably would have been about 570 quid plus tips.
That's
now. Please don't get me wrong. I don't do this every week or every month. In fact, the last time Judith and I were away by ourselves was 12 years ago. It was a good experience. But wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So
well, that's one of those kind of funny moments too, because you're probably in a restaurant where I'm guessing with the menus, it was either a set menu or it was just menus without pricing to
Nothing
it.
Has
and
a
it's
price.
One of those situations where you get to that and you can't. You look. I mean, you're gonna feel like an asshole if you're like, "How much does this cost?"
I'll have another cocktail.
Just gonna order,
cocktail, please.
Yeah,
another
exactly.
martini. Yeah. Okay. Really good. Yes, I'll have that. Another. I couldn't remember what the Kahula Colada was. I didn't want to describe it to them in this restaurant. So yeah, we had a fabulous weekend. Stayed in a lovely hotel. Again, it was a Premier Inn, but it was one of these really trendy ones, brand new. They call it a hub. So not a big room in London. It's generally not the case anyway. It's a bit like San Francisco. Right. Everything's quite small, or New York. But it was really trendy. Like the headboard on the bed had tall touch controls for everything in the room. The big massive plasma screen in the room. All the videos content was free. You had to pay for your porn. But every inch of the room was perfect, and it was right beside 5 minutes walk from Westminster, so the Parliament in London, all those famous buildings, and Big Ben, and so we walked and yeah, so we had a fabulous weekend. It was lovely to get away, so thanks everybody that helped us do that. So Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So
All right.
the next thing that's coming up very soon is we're supporting again this year Veteran Gamers. And they're organising another arcade club meetup, and you guys are invited. I'd love to see you there. It's in a little place called Bury, which is up the road from Manchester. Bury, up the road from Manchester. So for me, it's a flight and a car hire, and up we go. The arcade club is all retro games, old arcade machines. There's hundreds and hundreds of them. Plus, they have the latest tech as well, and VR headsets and big screens and class PCs, and it was 2 floors last year, and this year it's on 3 floors. So that's on Saturday the 13th of April from 11 o'clock until about 6. If you want to come and have a meal afterwards, please contact me. Yeah.
Can you put me down for tentative?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Tentative.
Yeah, maybe. I may be. Yeah. So
maybe.
So either contact Mike Chin
Sure, why not?
or Stu over at Veteran Gamers, and let them know, because they're trying to get numbers sorted for the restaurant. I will not be there for the evening. I'll fly in and fly out. But it's a fantastic day, good experience. There was about 50 odd people, I think it was, last year turned up, and I'm sure it'll be the same and more this year. So the Veteran Gamers guys, Boss Wave guys, lots of people from all over, and it's a good fun day. So that's Saturday the 13th of April. Let me know at Bongo the Scene or Mike or Stu over at Veteran Gamers, and and I'm seeing in the chat there as well. Mark has got off his deathbed to say that they're also opening a place in Leeds as well very soon. So these guys, they do it for the love. I'm sure they're making money.
I'm sorry. Wait, Robin. We're not allowed to acknowledge Mark's existence because if he is in the chat talking to us, he easily could be in the podcast talking to us. This means he is going to be docked at least one paycheck. Mm-hmm. At least one. At least one. Possibly 2.
We will from now on. We will call him the Black Death. So the Black Death, the Black Death is saying that yes, they're opening in Leeds as well. So Leeds, Manchester, blah blah blah. Okay. Americans, yeah, whatever. It's England, that little place there. So that's happening to Arcade Club. Oh, he's out of here. Haha, Mark, we love you, really. Honestly, Mark. Oh, Mark, send us a speak pipe.
Hello, my fellow podcast family.
Oh, sorry. Damn thing's broke. Okay, moving on.
Yep, game time.
Oh, shit. What? Is it?
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game.
You are one pathetic loser.
That'll do.
Kim, you are not one pathetic loser, but if you would be so kind, for those losers out there that have to rely solely on free games, okay, we know you're not losers, but people like the free games. So let's talk about the free games coming in February that are really not free. They're part of a paid subscription, but we'd like to consider them free.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
All right, your freebies for games with gold this month are for the Xbox One, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, available February 1st to the 28th. We have Super Bomberman R, available the 16th through March 15th. And then backwards compatible 360 games, we have Assassin's Creed Rogue. That's available the 1st to the 15th. And Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, the 16th through the 28th. And of course, like I said, backwards compatible with the Xbox One. So hey. And then we have, for PlayStation Plus, we have Hitman, the complete first season for PS4, For Honor for the PS4, Dive Kick for the PS3 and the Vita, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots for the PS3, Gun House for the Vita, and Rogue Aces for the PS4 and the Vita.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And then Twitch Prime Games, which is one that I can't pronounce. Picanicu? Yeah, sure. What he said. Dear Esther, Landmark Edition, Downwell, The Flame and the Flood, Dracneck and Company Puzzle Collection. So there you go.
All right. And don't forget, if you are a PS Plus member, this is the last month they're going to be giving away PS3 and PS Vita games. So moving forward, it will be only PS4 games.
Greg,
so get those while you can.
I know you're joking around about the sad people that have to deal with free games, but do you know what? You could have a pretty good life at the moment with your subscription services, and if you had
absolutely
the
Indeed.
Xbox, whatever it's called, which I can never get in my head, the 100 games, So yeah, Game Pass, yeah, because there's good meat in there in that month. Yeah, some scrap.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
There's look, these services, and I think the real attraction at this point, it is the games that they're giving away, or we should maybe say they're including with the service. Maybe that's the better way to put this. They're including these games for download with the service, and I think those are absolutely the value for the services now. Because let's face it, the multiplayer stuff. Honestly, I kind of expect them in the next generation to really ease off of that and just make multiplayer just part of the standard service. It's not going to be part of a premium. I think you're going to see services like Game Pass take over, and I think that's where the value for those come in. And you're absolutely right. There's a tremendous collection of games to be had just through subscribing to these services. So as long as you're not the need to have the newest, shiniest game every time, you could easily get by for, basically less than $60 a year if you just wanted to do PS Plus or Xbox Live.
Yeah.
You're getting 2 games at least every month.
We're weird people because we generally like a lot of new stuff, but that the Game Pass thing with new stuff going straight into it. I mean, you've got stuff, with the one that's coming in February the 14th or whatever it is. Collect your balls and your orbs.
Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3, and stuff going straight into it there. So yeah, cool. Anyway, so next we sidebar.
Sidebar, yeah. Let's talk about some games, though. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Kim, I'm going to start with you because you are the shortest list out of the three of us.
Because same shit, different week.
Well, what are we going to talk about, Kim? What did you do?
I didn't want to say it. It's been a couple weeks since we've talked. So what did you do?
I played more Red Dead 2, of course, because
I am shocked.
I know, right? And I did some more Strange Brigade. I'm doing less of the riding around and exploring things, even though it kills me. But I'm trying to get on with the side quests. I did the one the other day with the Braithwaite and the other girl in the other family and whatever, and all that conundrum.
So, I want to ask you, Kim. So, how are you getting along with Arthur Morgan as a character? I mean, how do you see him?
It's like I told somebody the other day. I love John Marston, but the more I play as Arthur, I think I almost like Arthur more than John. Strangely enough.
No, it's not. I felt the same way. I started the game not liking Arthur Morgan at all, and very much wishing it was John Marston again. And the more I played as Arthur, the more I realized they really created a person or a character that I could relate to so much more than I could ever with John Marston. So
yeah, because you can see with Arthur, deep down he's, even though he's killed people and he robs people, deep down he's not such a bad guy. I mean, he's got his like I said, he robs people, we've killed people, whatever. But deep down he's not so bad. Unlike Dutch, who I'm seriously think is gonna have a mental breakdown before the game's over. I just got that feeling, but I don't know. Dutch just bothers me a little bit. But no, I'm having a good old time with that, and I don't know if I'm trying to drag it out because I don't want it to end, but then again, I kind of want it to end because I want to see what happens. It's a conundrum. So, Red Dead 2, there's that, and I've played more Strange Brigade. We're going back through and collecting all the cat statues and the jars and all the little collectibles that there are. So, it's been fun. It's actually a game I think I played through, third time now, I think, and even for the third time, it's still fun. So. And it's on Game Pass, and so if you haven't played it and you have Game Pass, you really should check it out.
Yeah.
So
2 games that you played that I need to get back to. No, the first one is I think I've got Eric Piotrowski disease for the Red Dead. Okay, it is a time thing, but it's scary because it's so big. And I'm dipping in and out of lots of little things at the moment. Strange Brigade, I know we'll come back to because it's fun, but Red Dead,
worth it,
yeah, I know.
It is worth the dive, man. It's worth the dive.
But I look at it and go, should have started. Oh. You know, all the time you flick around the Xbox and you go, what should have.
Yeah, but I think in your situation, if you do get back into playing it, just focus on the story missions. Don't get caught up in all the side stuff. And the story missions are very easy to pick because they're the yellow icons on the map, so you always know what a story mission is. Focus on those, and I think it's going to be an easier experience for you to deal with.
Yeah, no, I think I'll have to. And straight to begin. So you said you've completed it a couple of times. Is that right, Kim? Yeah.
Yeah, off and on. Yeah, I don't know. We kind of jump around to different chapters and whatnot. But yeah, I think we've pretty much played through it at least a couple times anyway.
It's fun game, isn't it?
It's a fun co-op experience. It really is.
It really is, and they have DLC for it, and we're gonna wait for that to go on sale before we get that. But yeah, we're having fun just going back and, like I said, collecting the cats and the jars and the books and the relics and all that cool stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Right, Greg. Where do we go from here?
All right. Well. Robin, I think from here we have a couple games that I think are crossover games.
Okay.
So why don't we start with Celeste? You started playing Celeste, or have you? This has been ongoing. I apologize for not knowing how far into Celeste you are. I know you were excited when it was announced.
Yeah. So Celeste. 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 I've completed Celeste now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So God damn, Celeste. I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you. Celeste is this. It's on the screen now. It's an 8-bit game. It is very much Super Meat Boy, as hard as friggin' nails. And there's about 7 chapters, and I got to the end of chapter 4 and went, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. I cannot play this on this level of difficulty, and I'm not prepared to invest the insanity of time to do this. So,
now it's funny you say that about this game. I am going to say that very same thing about another game that's on your list.
Okay.
Very shortly.
So, yeah, it is fantastic. And you look at some of the screens when you go onto them, and it's like, how the hell am I going to get through that? And there's the challenge, and I said this before, that you feel fantastic, that portal experience, that, oh wow, I actually did this, I got through it, brilliant, done it. But then I got to, I think it was chapter 5, and it just got crazy. It was beyond me. So you can go into the settings and you can nerf the game. You can give yourself, you've got like a double jump, which you have to charge it with a little icon every time you want to use it again. You can make yourself indestructible. There's a few other bits and pieces. You can slow the game speed down. There's certain things you did. So I switched a couple of those nerfs on and ploughed on through, and I'm so glad I did, because it's based of a story based on loneliness, and there's an overarching sort of thing going on up there about depression and stuff, which has just been shoehorned into it. But great platformer. Anybody that's finished it on normal difficulty without any nerfs, I applaud you. But no, I just couldn't. So I'm glad I've sort of tidied it away. I've got to the end of it, but oh wow! So it's in Game Pass. Go and have a look at it. But it just, the difficulty ramps up, and it was beyond me. I'm 50. What do you say?
That'll be the use for everything now.
Yeah.
So Celeste, fabulous. It deserves the plaudits. It's tight. Really, really, it's tight. But nerf it a bit and enjoy the game rather than punish yourself.
Sorry for the coughing in the ear there.
No, that's okay.
I couldn't be bothered to mute. Let's talk about this next game on the list, Robin. The Grand Tour game.
Oh.
So I was very fortunate to be the beneficiary of a game that you gifted to Mark, because you're able to do that.
Yes.
And so I thought, you know what? I am going to honor this gifting by playing this game. And I was actually somewhat excited for it, because I love the Grand Tour. Fabulous show. I'm thoroughly entertained by the Clarkson and oh god, what the hell are the other guys?
James May.
Totally escaped.
Yep. James May and Richard.
Anyway, love the dynamic of those three people.
Yes.
So I start this game up. And within 5 seconds of it allowing me to take control of that car, I was like,
oh my god,
crap,
this is
bad.
awful. Okay, so let's explain what this is. So the Grand Tour, if you don't know where you've been in the world, Grand Tour is Top Gear on Amazon. The same guys that got kicked out for being very rude, they're now on Amazon and are even ruder. So this is an episodic game, and there are different chapters come out which run in conjunction with each of the Grand Tour specials and episodes. So the things that they've done in the Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, you'll be doing something similar in a game. It looks okay. It's like Saki Miyaki,
Yeah.
you know, the our little snow game, Kim, but the fox. So but what this does, it goes even a step further. So as you play a level in this game, it's actually like you're watching the episode. In fact, you can watch a whole episode. You can fast forward through it, so you can sit back and watch them just like the full series. You can watch the whole thing.
Right.
And at certain parts where they were doing stuff in cars, you take over. That all sounds wonderful.
It
Except,
does. And it presents somewhat nicely.
Yes.
By the way, a little fun fact on the episodes: if you fast forward or rewind, there's an achievement for doing that. Yeah. And then you'll hear one of them talking every once in a while. When you do that, when you start fast forwarding or rewinding, you can hear them talking kind of through the fast forwarding or rewinding, like, why bother doing this or something like that. Anyway, the humor's there. It's a fun little mechanic.
Yeah. So when you feel a level, you know, you've toileted it, and there's a little toilet appears and stuff like that there. Where the game falls down completely, utterly on its face, face palm, #failboat, is the handling of the cars.
Which,
it's like,
can we just say it's amazing that they failed so bad at the handling of the cars, given this is a show about cars.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it looks great. It's a great concept. It doesn't need much tweaking to make it really, really good.
Right.
But it's like being drunk, driving on ice in a car with no grips whatsoever, and you're high. It's so
wow.
This is the most accurate description I think I've heard so far on how this handles. It is shocking how bad the driving handling model is, and for the record, it doesn't matter what car you drive. They all handle the exact same way.
It's like something on the PlayStation 2 handling, or PlayStation 1 way back in the day, and not something good, something that was a copy of Colin McRae that wasn't good. The glorious thing about it is it almost falls into the category of it's so bad it's actually really good. Almost there. I like the humor. There's difficulty spikes in it, which are absolutely crazy, because most of the levels are just achievable, and then some of them are so fucking hard. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure these guys had nothing to do with this whatsoever. I'm sure when they looked at it, they went, "Wow, doesn't that look great?" But actually playing it is awful. Well,
I'm sure they probably were given a chance to play it, and they probably just they sucked at it because it's horrible handling, but they probably just wrote it off that they don't play video games, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, so
that's the worst part about this is it's a game about cars where that should be like one things you figure they would get right. They just missed that mark. So
there's a piece playing on the video now. It's actually one of the levels which is unbelievably difficult. So you have to stay 50 meters ahead of Jeremy. And if you touch the side of the road at all, you get slowed down. And of course you would, but not in a good car crunchy sort of way, in a terrible way. In fact, the guy has won the level here, looking at it now, by punting Jeremy out of the road. I've tried this about 20 times.
Yes,
and that's the only way I can win it. So it's just crazy. Yeah. So yeah, but so as you finish the race, it jumps back into the actual footage of the program, And that bit's really clever, but yeah, I'm sorry, it could have been so good. It's a nice concept, but sad face.
Yeah.
Sad face. Well, that's so. Don't. It's not dear. It's only like 15 quid. It's not expensive, but buyer beware. You have to be a real fan of this program, not a racing game fan, but a fan of the program, and buy it with your eyes wide open, that you know that the handling is pure crap. And if you just wanted to feel closer to these middle-aged, elderly, or middle-aged, these young men, if you want to be like these young men and get closer to the program, 15 quid, it's down the toilet. But
it is down the toilet. I mean, I feel bad for saying it because I know you spent money on this, but I think, honestly, don't support it. Just go watch the series, support the television show, and don't support the game, because I don't want a sequel unless they're really going to make an effort.
Well, I mean, they have brought in the 20 what is it? The 3 seasons are sort of being brought into it.
50
what? Oh, anyway, okay. So speaking of racing, I'll stay on the same thing. So I did something very, very silly earlier on in the week. I've been enjoying my F1.
Surely not.
Yes, I've been enjoying my F1 2018, and it does. I get all into it, right? So I come out here and I have it spread on the 3 screens, and I thought, you know what, nice thing to do would be to get a wheel and really enjoy Formula One, because when I get into it, I do all the practice sections, the qualifying, all the testing bits. So a race takes me probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do one race, and there's 20 whatever races in a full season.
Okay, all right. So
I was flicking through the Gumtree type thing, Craigslist jobs, seeing if you've got a cheap wheel, and there was a guy had one, and it was he said he got it at Christmas and it wasn't very expensive, and I thought, and then he was really awkward. He couldn't arranged to pick it up through the day, and he wanted it the weekends, and I couldn't do it last weekend. So I took the head stackers this weekend. I went into a shop and actually bought one. And
which one did you buy?
I bought a Ferrari wheel. It's a Thrustmaster.
You went full bore. Yeah,
no, it didn't.
The Ferrari wheel, just the licensing alone set that thing to be a higher price point than other.
Well, it is entry level. It was about 70 quid, 75 quid, something like that there. So it was it was on offer. The PlayStation version of it was 150 or 160 quid, and it's exactly the same. Unfortunately, I didn't really research these very well. I should have spent an awful lot more if I was going to get into it, and I thought, well, this will do. There's no force feedback. It sort of does it on a rubber band sort of thing. So it is, it does spring back to the center. It does have flappy paddles. It does have buttons on the steering wheel, stuff like that there. But it doesn't have the force feedback that. Darn it, silly boy. Yeah. So
all right, let me help you out, Robin.
It's 250 quid for a good one.
Here's what you need to do. Yeah, let's go full tilt with this, Robin.
Yeah.
Get yourself, since you've got the man cave, get the cockpit.
Oh, don't I looked. I was looking.
No, Playseat makes a great cockpit. It looks nice. It's got the nice racing seat in it. Then it's got a nice little pedestal for the steering wheel. Then it's got the foot paddles. I used to have one back when I was not married, and I actually converted mine to not only be a racing wheel, but I also had set up 2 platforms on either side, and I had the flight sticks on there. So I see people actually selling ones that they got married and that now they have them. Some of them there are pro ones, and some that they've made out of metal, and they've done it themselves. And I think that's a very, very dangerous, slippery slope to go down. I don't know if I'm not. I don't know if I'm not. But wouldn't it be brilliant if
over there somewhere.
I'm just saying. You've got the space for it. You've got the place for it.
No. I think there's a gym to be built this quarter, so I want to build the treadmill and stuff out there.
You have to embrace 50, Robin.
Yeah.
This is time to give up.
No, I want the proper my weights and my bits and bobs, my pulley down things and that stuff, and I like a vibro plate that can stand on there and go like this. Just I want to vibrate forever.
That's for something completely different.
So yes, I'm enjoying my F1 2018. If you're gonna buy a wheel, don't buy a cheap one because it's not the right thing to do.
No.
It makes the experience better. It's
if you're
better.
Gonna buy a wheel, one of the other things to always look at is the actual rotation, how much it will actually turn. So there's some wheels that actually only have like 180 degree wheel spin. I personally like it when the wheel actually will go a full revolution, so it's going to act more like what your actual car would do for you, as opposed to.
That's terrifying that you have to drive. That you have to drive a car and do that. What way are you driving, Greg? And oh my god!
You gotta throw it into the turn, Robin. Throw it into the turn.
So yes, that'll be a slippery slope. But you never know. You know, you don't like. The red mist comes down. So,
hey, let's talk about something we did not know was coming. Apex Legends. Apex Legends, out of nowhere, gets launched last Monday. Rumors started flying over the weekend that something was coming, and sure enough, EA launches a brand new game called Apex Legends. It is a battle royale game. It is 60 players, teams of 3. And it's set in the Titanfall universe. This is developed by Respawn, by the way. It launches, and it's pretty good.
Yeah. And it has how many players on it right now? I think Fortnite is suffering over the last few days.
Well, yeah, it's going to be talked about in our news section for sure. But I mean, they cracked 1 million after the first day, and it escalated from there. Apex Legends seems to be taking everybody's lunch in the battle royale space. It's free to play, by the way. So if you have one of these consoles or PC, download it. It's free. It has microtransactions in it, but the good news is it's cosmetic. Everything's cosmetic, and you can earn pretty much everything in-game through in-game currency, or if you want a shortcut, you can buy. But again, only cosmetic stuff can be bought, so it doesn't impact the actual gameplay. It plays like Call of Duty multiplayer, I think, for their Blackout. I think that's probably the most equivalent. But they do some really smart things. And I think the smartest thing they did is, even though it's 3 players per team, and you cannot play this solo, you can't play it in duos. I mean, you can team up with a friend, but you're always going to be put in a squad of 3. But you don't have to have a headset on. And normally, in most Battle Royale games, if you're not communicating back and forth, it's pretty much your dead men walking, because communication is important. This game uses this contextual communication system that is just, I mean, it is smooth and smart. You aim towards something, you hit the right bumper, and depending upon what it is you're aiming at, it's going to give a contextual response to your team. So let's say you see a helmet sitting on the ground. You aim your reticle on the helmet, you tap the right bumper, and it's going to say, there's a helmet over here. And it broadcasts that to your team. You know, level 1 helmet, level 2 helmet, whatever. Same thing with ammo, same thing for weapons. If you spot an enemy, you tap the right bumper. It says enemy spotted, and it will show them on the map where you saw them. So this contextual conversation system works for everything. And you can even go into your inventory and basically kind of spot something and tap the right bumper to it to then communicate, I need this. I'm looking for a scope. I'm looking for a scope for my gun. I'm looking for a vest or whatever. So it makes it easy to communicate.
And it does some very clever things as well. So if you go to pick up some bits and pieces, you've got a gun, and the way in PUBG you have to go through, and is this better? Is this better? Is this not better? It won't. Right. It automatically installs the best thing. and it won't install the thing below that, which is clever. The ammo is not so many different types. There's like a light, a medium, and a heavy. So it's the thought about the issues within PUBG and Fortnite, and they've really tackled those. And again, the communication thing is really cool. I haven't played enough of it. It feels just like Titanfall multiplayer, apart without the wall running, of course. And it looks sharp. And I think it's just been the servers have been hit really, really hard over the last week or so. But yeah, cool. And it's free. So you know, as this, you know, PUBG was the original, I suppose. They're really that was really, really popular, and as janky as it is, and it has a fond place in people's hearts. And Fortnite is the more younger, friendly, aiming at the kids. This is sort of somewhere in between the two, maybe.
Right. Yeah? I think this is directly aimed at Call of Duty. To be perfectly honest, I think this is a contender to Call of Duty more than anything. Potentially, you know, obviously it's going to take away from Fortnite. It's going to take players from PUBG as well. But I think it feels very different from PUBG. It feels very close and similar, but better in a lot of ways to Call of Duty Blackout. And I think this gun was aimed squarely at Call of Duty.
Sarah's asking, how easy is it to squad up with your friends?
Pretty easy. I mean, you just invite your friends into your squad and then you go.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a full team of 3, it will it'll pull a random in for you. You don't have to talk to them again. Like I said, there's some really neat contextual stuff that happens. Also, pretty ingenious. They have what they call the Jump Master system, where when you launch into the game, like PUBG and Fortnite and Call of Duty, you're kind of parachuting down or rocketing down into the map. In Apex Legends, it binds all 3 of the players together,
right.
and there's one teammate is called the Jump Master. They control where you go. So unless you specifically say you hit the X button or whatever to break off, you will follow your teammates down into the zone, which is great for keeping everybody together. It's just 1, a really 2, smart, 3. Clever system.
Go. Oh, I'm way over here. Yeah. I'll be with you in 10 minutes.
How many times have we played other games where it's just been like we're across the other side of the map because somebody didn't jump in time or somebody jumped and didn't go the right way, and suddenly you're just like miles apart from one another.
That'd be me.
Here, it keeps you all together. You get down to the into the map, and then again, like I said, that contextual system, even for when the zone starts moving, you'll hear this announcer saying, the zone is moving, and it will tell you if you're in or out of the zone. So you don't have to be looking at the map. You'll hear it saying, hey, you are safe in the zone, or something to that effect. So it's just a really smart usability interface stuff that I love. I think it's smart, and I think that they have an absolute hit on their hands. And that's good news for EA, because they could have used some positive news.
Is this a COD killer? Is this it? Is this the beginning of the end of Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like this, free to play, that they make their money from, than the microtransactions that are subtle, that you don't really have to have them forced down your neck?
Possibly. It all. So, I mean, again, here's the thing, though. Free-to-play games, they are going to generate their money off of the users buying stuff. Mm-hmm. And granted, this is all cosmetic stuff that can be purchased in game. You don't have to. They were very deliberate in making sure that you could just get in-game currency to grind out and get stuff that you want. So it'll be interesting to see how much money this actually makes. But the player base is so big that they're going to get their share of whales. And whales is the term that they use actually in gambling, where you have the big spenders come in. They're not going to play the nickel slot machines. They're going to go sit at the craps table betting $1,000 a hand.
These are not real not real fish things, no?
No, not fish things, no.
Okay.
So
I know they're mammals. Don't correct me. Thank you.
Yes, mammals, yes. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how Apex Legends fares, but short term right now, it's killing it. It's got a ton of hype behind it, and a lot of people are excited for this game.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, play it. What else? What else has been at Greg's?
All right. Well, so I finished Shadow the Tomb Raider finally. I had gone way far into the game and then just kind of put it on pause. So I finally finished that up. I actually enjoyed the last bits of that game. There was a lot of parkour stuff involved in the last part of the game, which, I mean, there was some kind of try and try again type scenarios where you fail a few times in a row because you mistime a jump or whatever. But I rather liked it. I liked the way they finished up the game. The story itself was I would agree with Mark. It wasn't the best story ever told. But the final boss battle wasn't unbearable. And the last parkour bits, they had kind of I don't know if you remember the original Halo game where you're driving the Warthog and you're jumping and you're just kind of just all out driving to try and get to this kind of safe spot. It felt like that. So enjoyed that a lot. Played some Division 2 beta. Division 2 looks to be good. I'm of two minds on this game. I think from a gameplay perspective, all of the systems that they have put into the Division 2 is a refinement of what they did in the first game. And that's a good thing. It plays really well. Looks like they've added a lot of layers of depth in terms of what you're going to be doing in the game and potential further down the road content.
Yeah.
So I think this game's got a ton of legs to it. I think it's going to be a success.
So it looks like I'm watching here. So there isn't any snow.
Yeah.
But it does look very similar. I mean,
there's no snow. You're in Washington D.C. I can't figure out yet. They kind of make it sound like you're basically a few months or so after what happened in New York.
Okay.
But a lot of it looks, when you're looking at some of the scenery, some of it feels like it's still pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So I haven't quite figured out if you're really, months or years even after the outbreak, or if it's, just still happening. The story, it feels like I don't know. It feels a little bit samey.
So does it have?
Granted, I've only been playing the beta.
Does it have the tank? Like the guy it had the flamethrower and there was the heavy. I take it has that same sort of grind thing in it again. The same.
I believe they are. Yeah. You're going to have different factions of bad guys that are, kind of taking root in different parts of Washington D.C. that you're going to have to go in and clean out. My understanding is that, as you clean out different areas of the city, you're going to have to kind of help upkeep that. Otherwise, they may get taken back over. So there's that kind of grind to it. The story itself, your silent protagonist again, which I honestly hate. I hate that about this game. I hate it about any game that ever does that because I just disconnect with the story. So I don't,
because there's lots of talking with all the other characters. You should be able to say something, right. Even if you're just agreeing with people or something like that. You would think you would just say,
right, just a simple, yep, sure, got that. It's something like that, anything like that. Instead, your character's just like nodding his head, and I'm like, okay, you just said I'm a speechless, moron.
Well, I didn't. I enjoyed my time with the Division.
Anyway,
I played most of it single player. I did play some multiplayer, but I played most of the story by myself, and had a really good time with it. But I don't know how quickly I'll rush out to get this either.
Yeah, I mean, I will be getting this likely day one. Mark is very much excited for this game. We game share, so it makes it a little easier. And when I only have to pay half price for a full price game, that makes it easy. I'm definitely there. I liked what I played in the beta. Don't get me wrong. I just I wasn't taken over by the story, but the gameplay definitely was satisfying. I'm going to skip ahead to Crackdown 3 real quickly. I did take part in the multiplayer beta test on, was it Friday, I think? Maybe it was Thursday. Anyway, they had a multiplayer beta test, and they're doing it again today. This was strictly for their online multiplayer section of the game. I was not terribly excited by what I played. I will be playing Crackdown 3 solely for the single player. I could care less about. I couldn't care less. Sorry, I could not care less about their multiplayer game. The Wrecking Zone seems like it is a far cry from what it was built up to be, and right now it just feels like just this jumbled mess of kind of throwing some physics at you and putting you in a very Tron-like environment, which I don't care for the aesthetic of multiplayer. So,
oh dear,
I don't know. I'll probably give it one more try, but I'm not holding my breath for the multiplayer. For me, Crackdown 3 is all about the single player. What I've seen so far, the single player is what I want. I hope it delivers.
Okay,
we'll see.
Well, thank God we're not investing too much money in it. You know.
Yes, exactly. And last but not least, this was a surprise find for me. A game called Live Lock. I don't know how I got this game. It is in my library of games. I don't know if it was on Game Pass. I don't think it's part of Game Pass. Maybe it was a Games with Gold offering a few months back. But I have this game Live Lock, and I thought, I'll just fire it up. Why not? See what this is about.
What is Live Lock?
It is a kind of like an isometric Diablo-like view.
Okay.
You play as one of 3 different types of robots.
Robots.
Basically, robots. Apparently, the world was dying, and in its dying throes, humanity decided to basically put all of their souls, if you will, into artificial intelligence. And that, of course, doesn't go exactly as planned. Things happen on Earth once humanity has died out, and all of these different AI intelligences rise up with humans, so to speak, powering them, and they begin warring with one another. And so you have this kind of War of the Worlds scenario that takes place, and there is another AI that is off-planet, circling the planet, basically. That is, its directive is to help keep, basically humanity going. So it is empowering these robots to go back down onto the planet and rescue humanity, so to speak, to try and bring peace to the planet and bring humanity back online.
All you're saying is give peace a chance.
Basically, give peace a chance. But so, it is a twin-stick shooter.
Oh, okay.
It's got some nice-looking graphical detail to it. You go through these different environments. There's some little physics-based stuff that happens with some interactive things of being able to break through different covers and walls. And it is a very straightforward twin-stick shooter.
Yeah,
nothing
it has sort of mechs in it, so it tickled you.
It's a nice break from everything else, and I think that's the best way to describe it. So I have been able to kind of play this. You can play it multiplayer if you want, cooperatively, or you can solo it. And there's upgrade systems where you can upgrade your weapons, you can upgrade your different armor bits, and change how your character looks. So it just kind of tickles all those little check boxes,
cool.
And it's easy to digest. A level is going to take you 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe tops to get through. So that's, I think, what the big appeal for me is. It's a nice kind of take a break from everything else game. So that's it for me.
Okay. Cool.
All right. I think we should do our quiz.
Oh my goodness! It's one of these.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad.
Nope.
That would not be it.
That would be it.
That's not it.
It would be this one, maybe?
20 questions.
There you are. Oops, sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure that is Mark on Helium, by the way.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get that and just turn some of this stuff down. We've got Who Wants to Be in the Millionaire in the background. Okay, how does this work? Let's go.
Yep. All right, so one host will be picked at random, They will pick a game from basically the current gen that they have played a lot of, so they can answer accurately. The other hosts then basically will ask questions, up to 20 questions, basically going in a clockwise fashion, as Mark put it, to basically be able to determine what the game is. If one of the guessers guesses what the game is, they get the point. Everybody else is locked out. If at the end of 20 questions the game has not been guessed, then the person that picked the game gets the point.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah,
That makes sense. Kim, you have this look on your face. Did I not describe that
No,
properly?
I'm trying to figure out what the video is on the screen.
Oh, never try to figure that out.
I know, right?
Yeah, that is definitely not something you should try to do. All right, I'm going to spin the wheel now. This is the Wheel of Death. It has got 3 names on it: Aunt Tim, Bobbins, and Greggles. Here we go. I am spinning the wheel. And it has landed on me.
Wow.
All right. So I now must pick a game from the current gen that I will write it down so there's no shenanigans here.
Okay, you show me it so I can show you're not cheating.
Yep. I have the game. This is a game from the current generation. It's a game I have played enough to be able to talk about. And 20 questions may commence now with Kim. Kim, you're the first to ask a question.
Okay. Does it have multiplayer?
Yes. Robin?
Okay. Is it a shooter?
No.
Hmm.
Kim?
All right. Is it an RPG?
No.
Okay.
Are there mechs in it?
Yes.
Hmm. All right. Is it turn-based?
No.
Okay.
By the way,
Okay.
The hums and the hms from both of you are a little unnerving.
Okay. So not an RPG. It's not turn-based, but it has mechs in it. It's not a shooter. Is it on Xbox or a console or PC?
I'm sorry, can you rephrase the question?
Is it on consoles?
It is on consoles. Sorry. It is on console and PC. How's that? I'll help you
Okay,
out.
thank you.
All right. Let's see. Shit, I don't know. It has multiplayer. I hate these games. I do. Ay. All right. Shoot.
All right, I'll go through while you're trying to figure out a question. So, yes,
Okay.
It has multiplayer. It is not a shooter. It is not an RPG. It does have mechs. It is not turn-based, and it is on console and PC.
And it's not a strategy game.
Is that your question?
Yes. Yeah.
So, what is your question?
Is it a strategy game or a simulation?
It is a strategy game.
Next time I play this, I really need to write these questions down so that way I'll know what I'm saying later on.
Do you play as a human?
You can play as a human.
Fuck a duck. We're not doing very well, Kim.
I know we're not. I know this isn't the game, but can you play as a duck?
No, you may not play as a duck.
All right. Not duck.
Did you play this on a PC?
I did not play this on a PC.
Okay, I'm gonna take one here. Can you select your character?
Oh, okay, thanks, sir.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, you can.
Is there a love interest?
No.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right.
What's the count?
I don't know.
Hang on, I'm getting there. I'm being nice and writing these down for you. So you guys are at 1, 2, 3,
We're closed.
8, 12. So you just have 12 questions in so far.
Oh,
So you have
wow.
eight more questions to go. So to recap, yes, multiplayer, no shooter, no RPG, yes, specs, not turn-based, on console and PC, yes, strategy, yes, you can play as a human, no, you cannot play as a duck. I did not play it on PC. You can select your character, and there is no love interest.
Okay. And it has mechs. All right. Let me think. Can you choose different mechs?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
Are there other games?
So that blows it up for
Well,
me.
Strategy time.
Wait, let me back up, Kim. To your question, when you say can you choose different mechs, can you elaborate on that? Are you saying like different mech builds?
Yes.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, other games in the franchise. Yeah, is this a standalone game, or are there other games in the franchise? Is it like?
It is not a standalone game. There are other games in the franchise.
Okay.
All right. Is there wall running in this game?
No, there is no wall running.
Well, that blows that one.
Is it top down?
So this is the 16th question. It is top down.
Okay, Kim.
I think I know what game this is, but I don't know the fucking name of it, so I'm not.
All right, 17th question. You've got 3 questions left.
Come on, let's do this. Come on.
Right. Let's see. Shoot.
Sarah's on it. Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. Have you played it with others from the OC crew?
The OC crew, no.
Okay. But you have played it with others, I'm assuming.
Are there tanks in it? Tank, like vehicles, tanks.
The 18th question, yes, there are tank-like vehicles in it.
Okay.
Right. See, there are tanks.
2 questions left.
So.
Or you could take a guess at it.
Okay, Kim.
That's you could lock Robin out. It's up to you.
I'm sitting here. I think I know what it is, but I don't remember the name of it. So I'm like drawing a blank. So yeah, that's not. And the one I thought it was is not what I thought it was. So, yeah. Oh, there were tanks. All right.
Now I'll say this: if we get to the 20th question,
yes,
and neither of you, I'll give each of you at the 20th question. Each of you gets one guess. If you don't get it,
okay, all right,
then
okay.
it rolls out.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, 19th question, Kim, go ahead and ask.
All right. Just I don't know. Fuck. No, right? This is awful.
Come on.
I know, right? All right. You said you hadn't played with the OC crew, but have you played it with anyone else?
Yes, I have played it with somebody else.
Okay. I still don't have a clue what the hell it is.
So is the question? Was that a question?
That was a question, yes.
Okay, so this is my last question.
Last question to you, Robin.
Okay, are there many units?
You can either...
Are there many units in this game?
There are a lot of units in this game, yes.
Okay. So my guess then is, and I know it's bucking the trend because I think you said it wasn't a strategy game, but I gotta say it's either Halo Wars or Halo Wars 2.
So what is your guess?
Fuck. Halo Wars.
All right, Kim, you get one guess.
Yeah, we should really study his achievement list, shouldn't we? Everybody's achievement list.
I know, right? Because I was thinking Titanfall 2, but that's not it. So I'm gonna go with BattleTech. I don't know. It may not even been when you played, but it's a guess.
Right, so Kim says BattleTech. Robin had Halo Wars. So you're both incorrect.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Not a big.
Now I'm gonna read through the list just for the listeners real fast. So, yes, this says multiplayer. No, it was not a shooter. No, it was not an RPG. Yes, it has mech units in it. Not turn-based. Only on console. It was on console and PC. Yes, it is a strategy game. Yes, you can play as a human. No, you cannot play as a duck. I did not play on PC. You can select your character. There is no love interest. No, you cannot choose different builds of mechs. It is not a standalone franchise, as in it is part of multiple games in a franchise. No wall running. It is top down.
Yes.
Not played on with the OC crew. Yes, it does have tank-like vehicles in it. Yes, I have played it with others, and yes, it has many units in it. Robin, you were very close.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ, that's fucking come on, that's ridiculous.
So
that's Kim. That's Kim and
the original Halos.
Oh, what was the other week?
The original Halo Wars with Robin and with Mark, but I never played Halo Wars 2 with
Yarny 2 it was.
Yeah.
Yarny
1.
2, yeah. well done, Greg DeLacy.
Nice.
Darn it. God damn it. Okay, damn.
Updating the score. I am on the board, so it's Greg 1, Robin 0, Mark 1, Kim 1, Nicole 0, Rich 0, Phil with 1. And Gary picking up the final spot with no points.
Here we go.
So there we go.
Here is the fucking news.
Yep, there we are.
By the way, that was a brilliant quiz.
You'd think.
I thought once you got on the many units, I'm like, oh, he might have me. Yeah. And then you had to pick
the wrong one.
All right, let's jump into some news real fast. We'll rattle through this pretty quickly. There was actually quite a bit of news, though. Apex Legends, we talked about it earlier. It launched to a ton of success, to the tune of 10 million players played this game over the course of this opening week. That is huge, a nice opening week for a free-to-play game, and it had more than 1 million concurrent players, and still is consistently over 1 million concurrent players. So definitely taking the scene by storm, if you will. Now, much to the chagrin of a lot of Titanfall fans, Apex Legends does not have Titans in it. That was one thing we didn't really talk about. But there are no Titans. There's no wall running. So it's not really a Titanfall sequel. And so this led a lot of people to speculating they're not making Titanfall 3 now. And EA confirmed Titanfall 3. And Respawn actually also confirmed Titanfall 3 is not in development. However, there is some hope. As they said, more Titanfall is coming. EA revealed that a new Titanfall game will launch later in the year, despite developer Respawn confirming Titanfall 3 isn't in development. It said Respawn also plans to launch a premium game this year with a new twist on the Titanfall universe.
Okay, cool. That's all right. Don't mind that.
So yeah, so
Titanfall 2
we might get
single
some Titanfall Titans after all.
Titanfall 2 single player was the best single player in years.
It was. It really was. And here's a fun little tidbit. So lovers of old BioWare games, apparently there's going to be some old BioWare games coming back.
Oh, yeah.
So games developer and publisher Skybound Games and Beamdog announced that they will be working together to bring a collection of classic PC role-playing games to consoles. The company will be breathing new life into a number of the titles set in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. So games from the Baldur's Gate series, so Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear will come to consoles. Neverwinter Nights will make the jump as well, and including Icewind Dale and Planescape Torment. So lots of games coming into the consoles in the year 2019. And it's going to happen over the course of the year, so just something to look forward to if you loved old BioWare games. Back to EA, and it seems like EA is in and out of the news a lot this week. Bad news for Battlefield 5. EA lowered their outlook for revenue this quarter after revealing its sales for the last quarter of 2018 did not perform to their expectations. Now, while they didn't explicitly blame Battlefield 5 for the shortfall, it was pretty much Battlefield 5 not coming and basically doing as well as they had hoped. So they did cite intense competition as a factor for the lower than expected sales performance in the latter part of 2018. So
I haven't played it. I haven't played it yet. So
I haven't either.
You know, I look. I had the EA access. I tried it a little bit. I just it felt samey. Something new or something old that's new. Maybe that's the best way to put this. Microsoft announced during their Inside Xbox that Microsoft Game Studios was being renamed to Xbox Game Studios. I don't think there's a big deal about the name change, other than the fact that I think this does signify that Microsoft is serious about Xbox. It's not going anywhere. They want Xbox as a brand to really permeate. Also, within the Inside Xbox, they did announce Halo Outpost. So this is
God, her
basically
name is so good. Kiki Wolfkill. It's such a friggin' awesome name. On Halo team. Wow.
But yeah, so Halo Outpost is going to be a traveling, basically amusement park all around Halo. It's over 300,000 square feet of sci-fi fanfare, and it's going to be basically touring the U.S. this summer, and it will have basically landing spots in Orlando, Philadelphia, Chicago, Houston, and Anaheim.
That's handy.
Between July and September. Really curious to see what this is all about. I mean, 300,000 square feet, that's a big footprint for kind of a traveling. I thought it was going to be more like a museum, but the traveling amusement park part of it, it's interesting. Assuming there's going to be lots of VR type stuff as well. That's just my speculation, at least. More Microsoft news, or maybe speculation is the better way to put this. So Xbox Live is set to expand its footprint. This is an interesting one. Microsoft has basically some sessions happening at the Game Developers Conference that's coming up in March. There's a session in the upcoming Game Developers Conference that mentions Xbox Live will soon have a cross-platform developer kit that integrates services into Android, iOS, and Switch games. So basically you'd have your achievements, your clubs, your friends list, and kind of a lot more.
Well,
to be able to pick up your experience. It's interesting. Microsoft has been surprisingly buddy-buddy with Nintendo.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are speculating this is going to further kind of having them embracing operating systems and systems outside of Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like having that little Xbox Live app on your phone, on everything, or on your Switch. I don't know, if you see somebody playing on your Switch, it won't give you notifications while you're playing another game.
Yeah, I think this is going to work kind of with what you're talking about, Robin. I mean, if you think about it now, Xbox Live, when you're on it, if you're playing, say, a PC game, you'll show up on somebody's Xbox One friends list as playing a game on PC. I have a feeling this is going to have some of that kind of similar integration. So if we're friends and you're on, say, your Switch, I'm going to see, Robin Tate or Kim Woods playing whatever on their Switch through my Xbox Live app. And I could message you, so to speak, and send you a message. It's not necessarily saying that these are going to become one giant system.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's interesting to see how this further cross-play integration stuff is starting to really take root.
Oh well. Good.
On the list of not so good news, GameStop is changing their pre-order refund policy. So basically, if you want to get your refund now, if you'll have 30 days after the launch of a game to get a full cash refund, and then after 30 days, you'll get an in-store credit. Now, a lot of us are like, well, what does that matter? If it's a pre-order, it's not a big deal. You don't have to pay money to pre-order. At GameStop, you have to put at least $5 down for a pre-order. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have put pre-orders for games way in advance, and they forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
The other part about this is GameStop is very much rumored to be going into bankruptcy.
Yep.
So a lot of people are speculating this is how GameStop is going to try and get around not paying back all of those pre-order credits that might be forgotten once they go under.
That'll do them a lot of good.
So, look, if you have ever done pre-orders with GameStop, I would get out of there now. Pull back those pre-orders while you can. I know it's only $5 here, but maybe it might be $5 here, $5 there. You could have $20 sitting out there in pre-orders you just totally forgot about because the games have been delayed or they're just that far off. They're not doing well. They couldn't find a buyer for that company. I anticipate they will go under this year, and they're setting the table to try and mitigate as much paying back of cash that they can.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, funny, when I was going around getting that wheel, I was in a couple of stores. Game, as they call it here, is that there's no GameStops anymore. They've already gone. It is. They've got a few years left of people that buy discs, but I think online is just the way downloading all the time is the way it's going to go. Especially with parents getting used to Fortnite and Apex and stuff like that there, and Roblox, and none of those things are on disc format in the shop. So so I'm sorry guys, it's not used, it's just Discord. It's the future.
Well, speaking of bleak futures, unfortunately a lot of rumors swirling right now around Activision and Blizzard basically facing for a massive round of layoffs. We're talking hundreds of people being laid off. So this has not necessarily been confirmed by Activision or Blizzard for that fact. But Bloomberg also, Kotaku first was reporting this. Bloomberg also, I guess, has subsequently reported on this, saying that it should take place Tuesday right before their next earnings call. And so they will be laying off quite a few people, apparently.
The share price is dropping. Not by lots, but like 2.5% on Friday. That would dropped again. Still a big company. But maybe they need to they need to tighten up. Get fat. They've got
Well,
fans.
that is part of what they were doing at the latter part of last year. They got out from the Bungie deal, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, Bungie bought themselves out," but I think Activision Blizzard wanted to actually cut their losses in terms of their outbound expenditure and get out from that. I think they are tightening the belt. They're bringing everything back internal, so they're getting rid of any kind of third party deals they've got. They're probably going to put some pressure, I think, on Blizzard to actually make a new game, because it's been a while since Blizzard's actually made a new game.
Yeah, it's really, it's really sad. I mean, Activision sales are going to drop 2% this year to about 7.28 billion. That's really sad. 7.28 billion. Oh, yeah. Anyway, you hate to see people losing jobs, but this is part of part of the industry and the way it goes, and you got to keep on it. You got to keep on milking the cow.
No, that is true. That is true. All right. Well, speaking of milking the cow, I don't know. I don't really have a good time for this, but let's go to some new releases.
Are we gonna be milking the cow while we're reading these new releases, or
we're gonna let you milk that cow?
I've done that. That shit sucks. Alrighty. Anyway, your new releases for February 9th through the 16th are The Liar Princess and The Blind Prince. Sounds like a bad match. For the PS4 and Switch on the 12th. Trials Rising for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, also on the 12th.
I forgot that game was coming.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Civilization 6 Gathering Storm for the PC on the 14th, so happy Valentine's Day. Crackdown 3 for the Xbox One and PC on the 15th. Metro Exodus for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC also on the 15th. Get ahead of myself there.
Not on Steam.
Not on Steam.
Not
no.
on Steam.
No. Epic. Far Cry New Dawn for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on the 15th as well. And Jump Force for the PS4 and Xbox One and PC on the 15th. And those are your new releases.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the highlights on there for me, obviously Crackdown 3, very curious to see the single player of that. Metro Exodus, I fear is going to be the odd man out in the month of February. I think it's going to be a good game, and it's just going to get overshadowed by other games that, have multiplayer that aren't just single player only. It's kind of a shame. I'm half wanting to just take a chance on Metro Exodus.
Yeah, isn't it odd with the Metro games, because they've always been they've never been like AAA. It's top of the charts, but they've always had a long tail to them, and they've always been, this is a great game. You got to play it sometime. I think it'll do okay, but I don't think it'll be the best-selling game of the year or anything like that there. So, okay, enough cow milking on the video screen. Okay.
I had a cow that looked like that. Anyway, carry on.
Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some Victory Chiefs?
Oh yeah, I do, because we are running long. Victory Chiefs. So when you complete a game, what we like to do is we like to, give you money for completing new games. It's pretty easy.
We bribe you.
And and if you look at the statistics of the people that enter this, it's the odds of you actually winning this some quarter is really, really high. So all you have to do is finish your games until the credits come up at the end, and take a selfie and stick the hashtag victory achieved on it and tweet that off to @OC_podcast, and we'll enter into a draw. The next one gets picked on the 31st of March, and you'll win $20 or 15 quid for buying games. That's kind of cool. And when you do that, we do this. We read them out. So the people that finish this game, sorry there's a bit of crossover here from the last time. Legit Ginny, the Ginger, he finished Detroit Become Human. Gamer Girl finished Strange Brigade. Mark Annex, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Gunslinger, he finished Shenmue. Dennock TQ finished Resident Evil 2, a fantastic scary game that I will probably never play because it's fantastic and scary. Caliburn M, Spider-Man. Caliburn M also finished Divinity Original Sin. That's a big game. Hardly Dan.
That's a big game.
Nice.
That's a big game.
I like that game.
Hardly Dan on his Switch finished Evoland, and Murphy's Law finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and myself, Bungo the Sane, finished Celeste. So well done, everybody. You're in the draw.
You all have a victory's achieved. Victory's achieved. You have one. A victory's achieved.
There you go. Well done, everyone.
I can listen to that all day
It's a beautiful noise. Beautiful noise.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you want to be part of the conversation and listen to us live, take part in the chat, have some fun with the quiz, it's easy. Just show up. 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the East Coast, 6 p.m. in Easter Island, 7 a.m. in Australia, mate, and 3 p.m. Central Time. Just join us on twitch.tv/OC podcast or mixer.com/OC podcast, even on youtube.com/OC podcast. We're here every week, week in, week out, with the exception of Christmas. You can catch the show on replay. If you can't make it live, download it, listen to the audio file, or just go back and watch it. But we do put out an audio-only podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher, TuneIn, wherever you can download a podcast. You'll find us. We would love for you to give us reviews, by the way, so don't be shy about that. Feel free to review us. You can also join a club. We have clubs on every possible hardware out there. So Xbox One, we've got an OC Podcast Club, OC Podcast Community on the PC, PS4, the OC Podcast Group on Steam. I think we need to have an Epic Store community, apparently. We also have the OC Podcast server on Discord. In fact, maybe we should just make the PC community Discord. Just saying. Is that blowing your mind or what?
Shocking.
All right. I know, shocking. Let's play this nice sound clip.
Cool.
Not it. That was not it.
Yeah, okay.
You like us, we like you. See where I'm going with this? Follow us on Twitter at OC_podcast. Check us out on Facebook, fb.ocpod.com, or email us, podcast@ocpod.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Excellent.
Oh, I was expecting some little crazy sound effect at the very end of that. Mark always throws something in.
I'm a professional.
And all we got was Robin saying, excellent.
I'm a professional.
Yeah, I'm not a professional. Apologies to everybody for the gigantic cough. I'm too afraid right now to hit my mute button on Skype because Skype has been acting weird on me. So I didn't want to hit mute for the fear that I couldn't unmute it. It's a weird situation. I won't get into it now. But just know I did not mean to cough in your ear. Just use a little Kleenex, wipe it out if it's a little wet. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let's do some shout outs and get out of here. Robin.
I want
start us off.
to. Yeah. I want to shout out Pete. Thanks,
Why?
Pete. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
thanks, Pete, for
thanks,
not
Pete.
responding to me. Jerk.
For me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All the people in the world
Love you.
and our podcast buddies that aren't feeling that well, great stuff. I hope you're feeling better soon. Remember the Arcade Club in April the 13th. Contact myself or the Veteran Gamers for information there. And to all you guys out there that have been on the show, Sarah especially, you're brill. And for Mark for coming up with that wonderful quiz. And I think we really do have to stop doing this. If it's 1 or 2, if it's come on, that's a bit extreme. That's a bit. Who wants to be a millionaire? You have to be exactly correct. Come on, we're not that good, anyway. Yeah. So thank you, and I'm Robin Tate. You'll get me at Bongo the Sane. We skipped a week this week with Robin and Judith because of family stuff. We did record, but we didn't think it was appropriate to put it up because of the stuff that was going on in the family through some sick kitties. So we will be back on Wednesday evening, and we'll probably put some outtakes for we were actually in good form on Wednesday night. So anyway, you'll get that at bongosbits.com or me on YouTube. So Kim, and your calendar.
Alrighty. There, we'll just get this out of the way here. There's my calendar. That's Dan and the 2 cats.
Oh,
so
goodness.
there we go. Yeah.
Dan and the 2 cats.
Dan and the 2 cats. Yeah. All right. I want to shout out our shatters, and there's been a few. RCGC, of course. Marcanix is in there. Apricot Droop Fruit, Commander Root, Gunslinger X 1983, Host Giveaway, Slow Cool, and Positivity Bot for our shatters for today. And yeah. and bots, because I'm sure there's a couple in there. Anyway, I want to shout out you guys, because it's always fun and it gives me something else to do other than bitch about the snow and the cold and the ice, which I guess I kind of did anyway, but oh. And that's me, GamerGirl27. That's me on Xbox. I think it's _27 on the PlayStation. Either way, I'll find you. That's me on Twitter. So, track me down if you want to. Woo-hoo. And the calendar in the background. So there you go. That's it for me. How about you there, Tank Top?
Shout out to Dan and the Cats.
Right.
How could we not shout out Dan and the Cats? Shout out to Robin and Judith. Look forward to you guys getting back on with your videos.
Thank you.
Got to shout out my wife for being awesome. We had a really good time last night, and of course she's watching my son right now while I record, so even double awesomeness. Shout out to Mark for not caring enough to be on the podcast, but jumping into the chat. Yeah, we love you, Mark.
We love you, Mark.
Get better. Yes, we do.
Hearts.
We really do. Pete, I was kidding. I don't really hate you, but next time, damn it, answer your WhatsApps and your Twitter shout-outs. Don't ignore us. You cannot ignore us.
Thanks,
we
Pete.
will not be ignored. Yeah. Shout out to the two of you. Thank you for making it a fun podcast. It was fun, and the quiz I think went very well. We will have to revisit the 1 and 2 thing. Robin might have a point. It might not, though. I don't know, because I didn't play Halo Wars on my Xbox One.
What does the community think?
It worked out for me.
What do people think?
So.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let us say thanks for listening and come back next week.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.